Did you know that food is the most powerful weapon in the world? Hi everyone, I'm Gordon Ramsay, and today I'm going to Nuzlocke Pokemon Violet using only food. But what do I mean by food? Because honestly, I'd eat 99% of existing Pokemon, if you know what I mean.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
So I limit myself by using only Pokemon that are stated to be eaten by humans in the Pokédex, or that can produce something that is useful in the art of cooking. I'm also gonna include evolutions and pre-evolutions of Pokemon that are stated to be consumed, because I'm no picky eater. Twinsies! As a 5-star chef, I start my day. Now who the fuck are you? Oh, I like you. After this Casanova spends some time alone with my mom, he offers me a Pokemon. Unfortunately, none of them is allowed, so for the time being, I'm just gonna pick the most edible looking one. And I also meet Nepo baby Nemona. Mom, what do you want? You're embarrassing me in front of the stalker. What is this? This shit's not for humans. See? Anyway, we meet daddy issues or mommy issues depending on the version you're playing. And after that, I'm finally free to roam and catch the real starter of this journey, Happiny. Even though people don't eat this cute marshmallow, first world poses, its evolutions laid the most delicious eggs, so I catch her and name her Benedict. Hey, let's see if you get the name and theme of this food-related challenge. Write it in the comments. Our second ingredient can be found just outside the Las Platas. While no one eats Fido, its breath can be easily used by a skilled chef like myself thanks to its fermentating properties, so I catch it and call it yeast. Yeah, I know, pretty on the nose. Right outside Mesagoza, Nemona bothers me again. Her Quaxley is basically a punching bag, but the rat almost takes out yeast. Thankfully, I'm a genius, and Benedict finishes the fight. Well, I'm a chef, so of course I'd like to taste some Paldean cuisine. Why would you want me pegged, girl? Aren't we like 12? Before going to school, I saved the Hello Kitty girl from Team Star with the help of a little gift from Nemona. Hi everyone, Manisha. And this is the first and last time you'll ever see me here, since I don't really want to catch the shit that makes you move at 4 FPS. Oh, no. None of this arcane multiverse bullshit. You are crazy enough already. Wow, are you the Squid Game everyone's talking about? On my way to win all the Michelin stars in the Paldea region, I agree to humor Picnic Boy, Stalker Girl, and definitely not Penny, and we are finally free once again. The next addition to the team is the most important ingredient of them all. Love. No, it's salt. Since I'm great at handling balls, I catch it on my first try and call it Sal. Not much later, in my food hunting quest, I come across a Paldean delicacy, cloth. Despite being a terrifying rock spider abomination in some dire need of a nose hair trimming, the guy is very much edible and cloth's dishes are commonly served throughout the region, so I add it to the menu and call it crab cake, because I'm too indecisive to commit to either English or Spanish. In Cortondo, another companion is waiting, but I decide to tackle the gym first. Speed running. The first gym leader is Katie, and she specializes in bug types. And do you know what's better than bugs? I hear you're a chef, so I made you something. I call it humiliating defeat. I terrestrialize crab cake for maximum humiliation and then proceed to squash her bugs. Not even her ace, Freddy Fazbear, is able to withstand the might of my ingredients, and I claim an easy first badge. It's time to get a new companion, and since I'm a real-life pizza mozzarella, I thought that a shiny Smoliv would have been a nice addition to the team. In fact, both Dolliv and Arboliva produce oil fitting for human consumption. And hey, finding one only took me 17 hours! Even after all that, my genuine reaction was, okay. But I know that PokeTubers overreact like maniacs to every little thing for a living, so I'll try my best to blend in. Oh my god! Slightly different pixels! anniversary. Fuck the first time with the woman I love. This is the peak of my existence. So, how did I do? I give the girl a name fitting of such an experience, and then go get me some much needed spice. According to the Pokédex, if you beat the shit out of Capsakid and then smash its only tooth, you can use it as chili pepper. So I catch one and call it jalapeno. However, the second gym leader is a grass-type specialist, so I'm forced to make a quick stop to Levincia to get a Firestone and an Oval Stone. Slapping jalapeno with a Firestone turns it into a couple of habaneros, and forces me to legally change its name. And it also learns Flamethrower. We're now ready to face the gym. Oh god, what is she doing here? Blah 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 blah. Stop talking! Do you know that crazy lady? Yeah, she wants to peg me or something. No way! Just like our gym leader! Is that what Japanese people think of Spain? A bunch of criminals and sex freaks? I've been to Spain multiple times, and they just try to sell me cocaine and rape. Yeah, that checks out. Oh yeah, this fight's a joke too. After setting up the sun on turn 1, Habanero turns the entirety of Brasius' team into my hopes and dreams. Sudowoodo survives a hit thanks to Sturdy, but is as pathetic as his trainer and goes down the following turn. To celebrate my new gym badge, I decide to finally evolve Happy into something more edible and... Stop phagocytizing that kid, you Majin Buu looking ass! It's time to begin Arven's quest, the way of the sandwich, and to hunt me some king crab. Habanero is a beast and easily finishes the first phase with 2 Razor Leaf. Where do you think you're going? You can't run from me. I'm dead! Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Arven. And even you. Best bud. No, wait! I'm magic! Fuck y'all! I never liked any of you. Anyway, despite Arven's hate, Cloth almost takes down Habanero, but it thankfully succumbs to 2 Razor Leaf once again. In the Titan's cave, we find this radioactive looking weed and Arven decides to cook it for the Master Chef.
It looks like Gandhi's flip-flop.
Gandhi didn't even wear flip-flops, he lived in the jungle.
Futuristic trash can! Here, eat this. For some reason, Benedict really loves me, and on the way to the starbase, evolves into Blissey. I also catch an apple in a Pterodan and call it Pastelito. It's time to tackle on the starbase with this incredible specimen of a man, and to destroy Giacomo once and for all. And yes, it's pronounced Giacomo, not Giacomo or Giacomo. And I know it might sound a little hypocritical since I'm currently butchering your language, but what are you gonna do? Leave a comment and help me with the algorithm? Eventually making me quit my job to say stupid shit on the internet full time? We wouldn't want that.
I do want that. Please do that for me.
Overconfident from the complete breeze the game has been up until now, I go in without any preparation whatsoever and what a mess. Giacomo leads with Poniard and I with Habanero. I set up the sun on the first turn and Poniard deals massive damage with an aerial ace before going down to a single attack. The car is next. It uses Metal Sound and Flamethrower deals a ton of damage, but Habanero can't afford to stay in anymore. I send in Benedict that tanks a Snarl like a champ, but I have no idea what I'm doing, so I use Copycat, essentially wasting a turn. The car deals massive damage and I send in Crab Cake that easily tanks a Wicked Torque. Revavroom uses Metal Sound, so after dealing some damage with Rock Smash, I'm forced to send in Sal. Too bad this little shit gets almost bodied on its first appearance. The only thing I can do is send in Yeast and hope for the best. On the switch, Snarl does little damage. I terrestrialize my dog, but Swift does almost half. Playrough does great damage, and my only chance here is to hope for Yeast to survive another attack. Thankfully, I only choose the best ingredients, and Yeast survives on 4 HP before taking down the damn car once and for all. Well, it was bullied. Not enough, not enough. Giacomo of Team Kak. That's what we call you, everybody knows, everybody knows. Almost losing to a fellow pizza mandolino made me real hungry, and some roasted stork sounds pretty nice right about now. Apparently, I'm a moron. So I lead with Habanero. I immediately switch in Sal, and the little guy finally has its first and only hero moment, and finishes the first phase by keep smacking down the giant bird. The game doesn't give you a break, so I'm forced to lead with Habanero once again. But I switch in Crab Cake and the combined effort of my Abomination and Arven Snackly obliterates the Titan. Before facing the third gym, I get access to a new batch of ingredients. It looks like wasting almost a full day in search of a fucking black olive has somehow paid off in karma points. Even better, Watchroll is based on the edible nest swiftlet, an Asian bird that builds its nest with spit. And what do you know? Both Chinese and Paldean people find its spit a delicacy, so I quickly catch the little guy and call it Swiftlet, since I don't really know the Spanish translation and I'm too lazy to check it out. And after evolving it, we are ready to face the gym. Of course Nemona has to butt in. However, Crab Cake destroys her first two Pokemon, and since the duck wastes a turn using Work Up, Habanero can finish the fight without a scratch. Oh god, a streamer? I'm sure you're a great human being. Anyway, after this VTuber-ass bitch farms me and my boy Clavel for content, I'm ready to humiliate her live. I lead with Crab Cake and Iono with Watchroll, but my crab has a loaded dice equipped, and Rock Blast KOs the bird. Her second choice is Belly Bolt. I terrestrialize, but 4 hits of Rock Blast are not enough, and a Water Gun deals big damage to my Pokemon. The following turn, Belly Bolt goes down to another Rock Blast, and the same fate is shared by Luxio. She sends in her ace, Miss Magius, and I use Protect to test the waters while she uses Confuse Ray. Miss Magius uses Confuse Ray again, but Cloth breaks through Confusion, and Rock Blast leaves the ghost with a sliver of health. I really don't wanna lose Cloth, so predicting a Charge Beam I send in Swiftlet. But remember, I'm a moron. And Iono uses Hex. Not only that, but I use Electro Ball instead of Black, and Miss Magius survives. After getting hit by a Confuse Ray, I finally show a tiny bit of Acumen and send in Benedict on an Hex. Iono uses Charge Beam, but Benedict pulls some anime dodge bullshit by listening to my voice, and finishes off Miss Magius once and for all. Get a real job, you dumb streamer! Like being a YouTuber or something. Mela from Team Star is our next target. She leads with Torkoal and I with Langostino. I immediately use Rain Dance to counter the Turtle's Drought, and Torkoal does pitiful damage. I then send in Barracuda, and just to be sure to waste Rain turns like an idiot, I use Dive. At least it's a one-shot. Revavroom is next. Dive does health, but the rain stops, and the car boosts its speed, while bringing my Barracuda to orange health. Since Revavroom's attack got lowered, I feel confident staying in with my fish friend, and after terastalizing, Barracuda takes down the car, along with Mela's BDSM organization or whatever this is. Seriously, who designs these outfits? My next objective is Goofball Onyx. However, this part is mad boring, but don't worry, you Zoomer brains. I gotcha. Peter! Peter! Meg killed herself, Peter! Also, you're fat, and your dick is lame, Peter! Limper than Joe's! In Cascarapa, I bring Mr. Forgetful over Derry's wallet and get ready to face a fellow chef. Ho 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 ho! Who's this cute femboy? Ugh! A woman? I play Pokemon. I don't like those things. Why are you all asking him? I'm a chef too, you fuckers! I lead with Swiftlet and Kofu with Veluza. His Pokemon survives an Electro Ball and retaliates with Aqua Cutter before going down to a Quick Attack. Wugtrio is next, but Kofuseis comes in, and since I don't want to lose my sparkly bird, I decide to send in Pastelito in order to show these guys some real kitchen nightmares. Pastelito easily tanks a crab hammer, and after spraying the crab with my seed, it's just a matter of being as obnoxious as possible, alternating protect to apple acid until Kofuseis goes down. Yeah, that's what you get, while doing some terror raids to stock up on candies, cause honestly, fuck them trainers. The karma accumulated on the shiny Smoliv hunt strikes again, and I stumble upon a shiny Carbominable, so I catch her and call her Cangrejo Squared. After bringing my team to the level cap, it's time to face what is probably the biggest pain in the ass in the entire game, Mr. Puke Ninja over there. He leads with Skankes, and I with Cangrejo. Venoshock does decent damage and Cangrejo uses Bulk Up. Instead of using Bulk Up again, I widely overestimate my shiny crab and use Drain Punch, which doesn't KO. Atticus uses Toxic, which is cured by a Pecha Berry, and I use Bulk Up again. Unfortunately, Scantank uses Toxic one last time before going down. Next is Revavroom, the real one, not the cheat code. And I Terrestrialize in order to take less damage from the Iron Head that's inevitably coming. I guess it was the right choice since the fucking go-kart lands a crit, bringing my poor Cangrejo down to 4 HP before getting one-shotted by a Drain Punch. Enters Mach, and I stay in since I wrongly thought that a ball with 4 legs would be faster than a bunch of snot, but I was sorely mistaken, and Cangrejo survives a Sludge Wave with 10 HP before bringing Mach in the orange with a Drain Punch. I can't afford to lose Cangrejo so early, so I switch in her less tasty friend, Crab Cake, who tanks another Sludge Wave. Since my luck apparently translates only to finding shinies, Rock Blast misses and Crab Cake has to endure another attack from Mach. The next turn, Rock Blast finally connects and the Slime Ball goes down. The biggest car is Atticus' last Pokemon. Honestly, these things are insanely strong and annoying, and it looks like it's probably going to wipe the floor with my entire team. Since I like Crab way more than Cod, I send in Merluza to do some cheap damage, but my boy only manages to hit once before dying like a dog. Next in line is Barracuda. My fish is very fast, so it manages to move first and hit with a dive. Flame Charge does little damage, and after another exchange of dive and Flame Charge, Barracuda finally becomes slower than Revavroom, and it gets run over for good. Hongo, like a beast, manages to sneak in 2 attacks and deal an insane amount of damage before reuniting with his fish friends in Ingredient Heaven. Habanero is my next choice. He manages to survive a Noxious Torque on 1 HP and retaliate with a Zen Headbutt, which once again is not enough and he goes down to the poison. It's really looking bleak right now, but we all know that when all hope is lost, heroes emerge. Crab Cake, having witnessed the death of most of his friends, endures a super effective spin out and finally brings down Revavroom with the power of friendship, which is basically rocks.
Fuck you and your sad backstory. You're still my friends. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. You're so bad at designing clothes. Very bad. I would have done much better. Everybody says so. Everybody knows.
Even though we lost so much, we mustn't falter, since the journey is not over. Also, nothing goes to waste here. Bon appetit! Who knew dead friends could be so tasty? Next in line is the exceptional sexy man Larry. But thankfully this guy is a brace for my team, and after a couple of bulk up, Cangrejo manages to one-shot everything in her path. Since I apparently did something very wrong in a previous life, I am ambushed by a Stalker combo and forced to face Nemona. Cangrejo easily deals with the first 3 Pokemon, but when her race comes in, I miscalculate and, expecting an Air Slash, I send in Swiftlet. Aqua Step deals massive damage, and I'm forced to send in Pastelito to tank another Aqua Step. Air Slash deals almost health, but Leech Seed connects and now it's just a matter of being an annoying bitch. Even a critical hit Air Slash is not enough, and eventually Quaquaval faints. After putting Nemona in her place, it's time to add a new ingredient. I mean friend. In the outskirts of Alfornada, Sinistea can be easily found, But we need an antique form, since the tea that comes from it is said to be amazing, and a chef of my caliber deserves only the best. After a while, I managed to find one, and I call him Da Hong Pao. Too bad it's too overleveled for the ghost gym. In Montenevera, after destroying Critically Moist, it's time to face Rhyme. Of course I'm here for a rap battle.
What? I'm gonna go fucking ballistic.
You muppet! Ring the bell!
What is that?
You're cooking like a donkey. Can you just shut the fuck up?
What is that? Like Barbie's vomit. What is that?
Come on. It's painful watching you. Painful watching you. It's a bit like your brain.
Like Barbie's vomit.
Fresh.
This battle is kind of a joke. After using 2 swords dance and keeping Crab Cake healthy with the help of Benedict, my Spider Rock monster one-shots every Pokemon on Rhyme's team. On the last turn, I send in Swiftlet just in case Crab Cake was gonna miss with Rock Slide, but my boy doesn't, and we earn another badge. Hey guys, look what I found! Oh my god, you're so cute! I'm gonna love you forever and psych! You're no food! What? You want some of that too? That's what I thought. In preparation for Robodonphan, I evolve Slowpoke into Slowbro and level up the rest of the team. Cola easily stomps the Titan's first phase, but in the second one, Iron Thread is kind of a monster, so I switch strategy and lead with Cangrejo. I terrestrialize to lessen the damage of a potential Iron Head, and after avoiding a knockoff, Cangrejo deals massive damage with a Drain Punch. Scared of a potential stomping tantrum, I send in Platano, and thank god I'm a pussy, cause I suspected the attack would have killed my Krabby Patty. I thought I could predict a Fire Fang from the Titan, but the result is that I just switch in Pokemon randomly and almost lose Precious Yeast, while Arven Scovillain keeps missing attack after attack. Eventually, the subpar cook with daddy issues finishes the Titan, and I can reject his cooking once more, before facing Tulip and her horrible gym trial. Da Hong Pao and Sal evolve. Look who it is! I lead with Cangrejo and Nemona with Lycanroc. I start with the usual bulk up, while her dog throws some sand in my eyes. The next turn, Lycanroc hits with a Rock Slide, and Cangrejo flinches, letting Doggy hit her with another sand attack before getting obliterated. Enters Smeagol. Cangrejo tries to play Waka Slug, but misses and gets hit by 2 Dragon Pulses. So I'm forced to send in Yist, who makes quick work of the slug. Pikaclone is next, so I send in his natural Predator, Big Bird. Swiftlet deals with the rat in a couple of turns, and Nemona sends in her final Pokemon. My bird is faster, and almost KOs Quaquaval with Volt Switch, while changing places with Pastelito. Aqua Step crits, but it does almost nothing, and after tanking an Air Slash, Pastelito finishes the fight. I refuse to talk about this shit, so let's just skip to the gym leader. But even here, the most interesting thing is her bitch laugh. I lead with Crab Cake and Tulip with Farigiraf. I use Swords Dance and she uses Reflect, so I'm forced to stall a bit with Metal Claw, and Crab Cake even gets an attack boost while avoiding Zen Headbutts like a champ. Once Farigiraf goes down, it's just a matter of relaxing while Crab Cake slaughters Tulip's team with Shadow Claw. Oh good, my day clearly wasn't shitty enough after the sensitivity training bullshit, so now the woman is here. And look at that! It's the ideal girlfriend of every Minecraft YouTuber. Thank god Fanboy Grusha is here to cleanse my palate. As usual, I lead with Cangrejo and Grusha with Frostmoth. He uses Tailwind and I bulk up, and the next turn his Moth misses a Blizzard before going down to a Drain Punch. Next in line is Arctic, but Cangrejo clearly unlocked Ultra Instinct and dodges an Earthquake, and then one-shots the bear with one punch. Setitan is next, but he too faints in one hit after landing an embarrassing liquidation. Altaria is Grusha's last mon, and the only potential problem. I switch in Sal to tank a Hurricane, but Minecraft gets confused in the process. The following turn, Altaria misses an Ice Beam and Sal hits himself in confusion. Altaria lands an Ice Beam and deals a good amount of damage, but Sal retaliates with a Heavy Slam, bringing Mordecai in the orange. After tanking another Ice Beam, Sal breaks through confusion once again and earns the last gym badge in the Paldea region. Having beaten the last gym left me eager to destroy the hopes and dreams of the losers of Team Star, so I head to the magical land of dropping frame rate in order to face Jana Ortega. What do you mean you were expecting someone more buffed? I'm a chef! It's a miracle I'm not morbidly obese, you sorry excuse for a pimp. Ortega leads with Azumarill and I with Platano. My strategy is very simple, setting up as much as I can using Dragon Dance and stay healthy thanks to Synthesis, which I managed to do between Azumarill and Wigglytuff. And from this moment on, I just spam Aerial Ace and the occasional Synthesis until white privileged Cat Williams is no more. Whoa! Sushi! I was actually crazy. You piece of shit! The second phase is almost as easy and, in a couple of turns, Cangrejo and Gradient defeat the false Dragon Titan. Even Harvin seems to be a better chef, and he manages to cure his dog. In order to beat Terry, I employ the same tactic I used with Ortega. Or at least that was the plan. Turns out that Tropios is a piece of shit Pokemon and, despite all the setting up, he only manages to take out Toxicroak before going down to Annihilate. Luckily, Yeast is a real one, and he finishes off first that Jotaro and then the monkey. Play Rough does health to Lucario and he retaliates with a weak Aura Sphere right before fainting. The car comes in and here I make a mistake, staying in with Yeast and making him tank a scary spin out. Play Rough does almost a quarter but Doggy can't stay in anymore, so it's Cola's time to shine. Spin out does pathetic damage and Slowbro finishes the job with a couple of Psychic. After seeing every sad backstory of the Team Star leaders, how the bullying drove those poor souls to perpetuate the cycle of hate, I feel like I learned an important lesson.
Make bullying great again. What a bunch of losers. Sad losers. Keep them down, make them cry.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I fucking hate bananas. In preparation for the Pokemon League, I head to Montenevera to hyper-train my team, and I found a trick to do it without using bottle caps. You're welcome. It's finally time to face the culmination of our struggles. What the fuck? You ruined everything. I lead with the Hong Pao and Rika with Whiscash. The White Herb makes sure that I only keep the benefits of Shell Smash, and Whiscash lands a weak Earth Power before going down to a Giga Drain. Darktrio and Camerupt are a one-shot, but Donphan has Sturdy, so it manages to land a strong Earthquake. Rika says is Clodsire, and it surprisingly tanks a Giga Drain and almost spills my prize tea with another Earthquake. Thankfully, Poltegeist is a beast, and it manages to finish Rika's last Pokemon. Oh god, I hate this Pipsqueak. I lead with Cangrejo and Poppy with Zunesha, I use a Bull Cup, and then my Mon tanks a super effective Heavy Slam thanks to the Babidi Berry. The following turn, Drain Punch finishes the job. Corviknight is next, but after tanking a Brave Bird thanks to Bull Cup, Cangrejo beats the shit out of the Metal Chicken. Bronzorg quickly follows his bird body in the Shadow Realm, and in comes Magnezone. For some reason, the Twerp sets up Light Screen before surviving a Drain Punch thanks to Sturdy. Flash Cannon does almost health, but that doesn't prevent my Crab from punching Magnezone into oblivion. The last Pokemon is Tinkaton, but as long as it doesn't crit, I'm pretty sure Cangrejo can tank a Play Rough. Thankfully that is the case, and the Alolan Krabby one-shots Poppy's Ace. Giga Chadlary is the third Elite Four, but his team is not really a threat. He leads with Tropius and I with Swiftlet. 1 Tera boosted Hurricane is enough, and in comes Altaria. This thing knows Ice Beam, so I use Volt Switch to send Yeast into the fray, who handily tanks the Ice-type move. Fluffy Bird can't really hurt me, so I sneak in a Work Up before tanking another attack and missing a Play Rough. Made in China over there does the same thing, and Yeast finishes it with a Play Rough. Staraptor is Larry's next choice, So I use Baton Pass to send in Swiftlet, hoping to avoid a critical hit Brave Bird. Staraptor deals massive damage, but Swiftlet hangs on, and then kills his foe with an Electro Ball. In comes Peace Shade Oricorio. Larry is quite dumb, but it doesn't really matter cause he's beautiful. So he uses an electric type move on my Volt Absorb Pokemon, and 2 attacks are enough to destroy the yellow ballerina. Larry's last Pokemon is Doflamingo, but the Celestial damage goes down to a single discharge. The Art Teacher is the last Elite Four, and that's how you know that Pokemon is fiction, since the prerequisite of being an art teacher is to be a talentless hack in everything you do. Anyway, I lead with the Hong Pao and Hassle with Noivern. Dragon Pulse does almost a quarter, but that doesn't stop Poltegeist from using Shell Smash. The next turn I use Baton Pass to send in Yeast, and it becomes pretty much a stomp. Noivern goes down to a Play Rough, Dragalge to a Psychic Fangs, and Haxorus and Flepple to another 2 Play Roughs. Hustle says his Baka Excalibur, and in an attempt to keep Yeast under the level cap, I do something risky and Baton Pass in Cola. Luckily Icicle Crash misses. The following turn, Baxcalibur deals massive damage with Glaive Rush, but Cola endures and finishes off the dragon with a Terra boosted Psychic. Not only did I risk Cola's life, but Yeast leveled up anyway. So, yeah, I'm pretty bad at this. Whatever. It's finally time to face the Paldean champion, but let me tell you, the condescending bitch is kind of an awful trainer. I lead with the Hong Pao and Gita with a Spathra, which is honestly the only good and cool Pokemon she has. Lumina Crash does almost half, but my Teapot retaliates with a Shadow Ball and one-shots Gay Pride Ostrich. Next is King Gambit, so I Baton Pass in Cangrejo that handily tanks a Kowtow Cleave. Predicting an Iron Head, I Terrestrialize and use Bull Cup and easily tank the foe's Steel-type attack. The next turn, a Drain Punch is enough to one-shot Yakuza, so Gita Tamberg sends in Eco-Friendly Goat, but after tanking quite the pathetic Play Rough, Cangrejo reminds her that we humans really love to pollute the environment. Veluza is next, so I send in Swiftlet that, after surviving a Psycho Cut, one-shots the opponent with a Discharge. Gita's following choice is Avalugg, and since he can't do shit to Cangrejo, I send her in and set up with Bull Cup. Obviously, Cangrejo one-shots, and now we're face to face with Squid Game's ace. And what do you know? It's Squid Game! And after enduring a dazzling gleam, she drops the curtains on Gita's career. Obviously, I don't have the time to celebrate my achievement since, like a Swiss clock, Nemona arrives and starts yapping about being best friends forever before begging me to let our Pokemon kill each other. And sure, I could grant her wish right away, but apparently, one last kid needs to be bullied, so I'm forced to bring out Chef Trump one last time. Director Clinton tries to do something about the education department, but after a yawn and a Shell Smash, his team falls under the might of my ancient Teapot. The fight against Penny is a bit of a mess, not because she's strong or something, but because I'm extremely overconfident at this point. Despite Hello Kitty Girl leading with Umbreon, I lead with the Hong Pao and, after a Shell Smash, I keep eating up Dark Pulses until Umbreon falls. Next in line is Flareon, and since I wanted to use Yeast's ability for the first time, I use Baton Pass to send him in. Flareon uses Fire Blitz, but Yeast is well baked, so it just boosts his defense. Flareon goes down to 2 attacks and in comes Vaporeon, but that breathable slut immediately faints. Jolteon shares the same fate and in comes Leafeon. The Grass Fox manages to endure 1 attack and deal some damage before fainting. Penny's last choice is Sylveon. The Fairy-type Pokemon easily handles a Psychic Fangs and then almost kills Yeast with an insane Moonblast. Thankfully I'm faster, so I'm able to Baton Pass Mr. Crabsin, who easily tanks another Moonblast. Crabcake doesn't like when her friends are being bullied, so using the power of Terrestrialization, she destroys Quirvy with a Rock Slide. Before finally facing Nemona, I have to quickly visit Arven, but I go to Mesagoza and what do you know, crazy stalker girl is talking to herself. Unfortunately for her, this fight is just more of the same. After a Bull Cup, Cangrejo one-shots everyone. When Goodra comes in, I sneak in another Bull Cup in order to easily tank Quaquaval Serialace and then proceed to destroy the last 2 remaining Pokemon. Only one last hurdle remains, so the team and I head to Area 0 to meet Arven's Papa. and skibbity Arven, your dad doesn't like you, plus he's a robot now. Anyway, the last fight in this journey is against ChatGPT. He leads with Iron Muff and I with the Honk Pal. Fiery Dance does almost half, but the moment I Shell Smash, the fight is basically over. A Terra boosted Shadow Ball one-shots, and in comes Iron Jugulis. As usual, I use Baton Pass and Sending Gist, who shrugs off a Dark Pulse and then KOs his foe with a Play Rough. Of course I do, he's black, so I send him pink. Iron Hands is next, and he uses Fake Out just to spite me before going down like his colleagues. When Iron Thorns comes in, I make a slight mistake and Baton Pass in Cangrejo in preparation for Robo Gallade. My shiny girl ends up eating a very strong Stone Edge. Luckily, Mecha Godzilla doesn't crit and Cangrejo one-shots with a Drain Punch. Iron Bundle is next, but this little cutie is no match for Cangrejo. Finally, Turo sends in his ace, Iron Valiant, but thanks to Shell Smash I'm faster, and a single Iron Head is enough to finish the fight. There's the scripted fight between the Miraidons, but they are not food, so let's skip ahead. Haha, your dad's dead! Bitch. If you're still here, are you sleeping? Otherwise, what is wrong with you? If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and all of that YouTube shit.